My name is Amelia Taylor, and I am the person that oversees the Junk and Grow Homestay.
WWOOF stands for Worldwide Opportunities on Organic Farms. So basically, people from all across the world and in America, whether you want to go international or not, have the opportunity to visit organic farms and stay there for free as long as they help out in the gardens or with the animals.
So I learned about woofing through Warren Wilson College, and I became a landowner at 19 years old.
It was an ashram, a Hindu ashram in the 90s. The ashram people moved out and obviously hadn't completed their work here. Amelia found it years later. She was squatting here with some of her gutter punk friends, and her and Gabby found it on a estate sale. Gabby is her sister, and they bought it about 12 years ago.
I met these punk rock people that lived mostly off the grid here in East Tennessee, and I just really admired their lifestyle, the way that they were able to provide so much for themselves through the kind of DIY, do-it-yourself lifestyle. And I was really inspired by these people and inspired by my education at Warren Wilson to grow food and to be more self-sufficient. And the woofing program was just a wonderful way to get help doing farming, because farming is so much hard work.
Staked up some corns to make sure they didn't fall over, and lots of taking care of the chickens and the dogs, and taking dead leaves off of plants or funguses off of plants and spraying them.
This is the farmhouse where we stay. This is where we shower. Usually we have a water hose with adjustable settings right there, and then we just shower right here out in the open. It's kind of nice, especially in the evening whenever the sun is setting. And there's also a bath that you just have to kind of rinse it out since it's kind of outside. It's probably really relaxing to bathe in outside. We haven't really tried it yet, but this is the spring where we get our water. We just dip our water bottles right in there. Crawfish live in here. The other day we saw like 20 crawfish. They like to come out at night. Frogs live in here, so we're drinking live water. That is the Hindu symbol for Om. I'm guessing that the ashram people had built this spring and they used it. And years later, Amelia and her family still continue to use it. This is the Three Sisters garden. We've been working on weeding it for a long time. It's a huge garden. Basically, the Three Sisters garden is the idea and the philosophy that beans, squash, and corn thrive together when they're planted near each other. The squash handles the ground cover, and the beans climb up the corn, and then the corn just grows. This is Johnny's garden. We've harvested a lot of turnips from this garden, also potatoes from this garden. Over here, these are bean plants that are climbing these bamboo sticks that he put here. Right here is some okra. They're doing very well since we've weeded. They've really sprouted up. And then here is some squash. Cucumbers. Oops, these are cucumbers. Here's some kale. We've been having some problems with the kale. This is Amelia's garden. We're not sure what she has planted here. She has a lot going on. We have not weeded this garden yet. We haven't worked in this garden, but it is beautiful. We feed and water the chickens every day. And that is the chicken tractor in there, this triangle structure. At nighttime, we try to put them inside of the chicken tractor. That way they're protected from predators, because predators could crawl under the portal right here since it doesn't have a flooring like the chicken tractor does, and they could eat the chickens. And also, the chicken tractor has wheels. So ever so often we move the chicken tractor and the portal. That way the chickens can graze on more grass. and have a free-range diet. Down here is the meditation house. That's what the ashram people used it for. When we first got here to work, we cleaned this place up really good. It was kind of getting wild in there. It wasn't being nurtured. It's very cute in here. It has 2 beds.
I think most people have like a disconnect when they go into the grocery store and, you know, just pick up a slab of meat or just, you know, pick up some vegetables. They don't really think about where it comes from.
I do think it's really important to learn how to grow your own food and work and understand the land. In a globalized society, we all know that our food comes from so far away, from halfway across the world sometimes. And one of the best things that we can do for the environment is to grow our own food. That way we are contributing less fossil fuels by consuming the things that we need. And also just growing your own food helps you establish a relationship with the land and begin to have a closeness to the place that you inhabit, the environment that you are, and to be able to pay better attention to all the life that surrounds you.
But that's something that draws me to the gardening and the farming, is like knowing that I grew the food and I put the organic products in it and I'm not eating pesticides and factory farm stuff. So I think that's why it's important to know where your food comes from.
I think a lot of the people that come here don't have much farming experience, so that's not a necessity. It is always helpful if people have had farming experience before, but I think just basically most woofers are looking to have an experience and they have a lot of curiosity.
When our woofers leave here, they leave here with something that they didn't have before they came here.
It's like hands-on direct information on how to grow your own food and survive and take care of yourself.
Some people come here looking for skills. You know, some people come here kind of just exploring themselves, really. So I just, you know, I like to try to help facilitate that in any way, you know, whatever people need to get out of the place. But I think just like a deeper connectivity to the earth and the land is kind of one blanket statement that I would like people to get out of woofing here.
So far we've learned a lot about the lifestyle, especially from our hosts. These are our first hosts. After this we're probably going to go woof in Colorado or maybe Oregon. But the lifestyle is very wholesome, it's very educational, and I would recommend anyone to try it.
I would do it again. I would do it a lot. I'd keep doing it.
I think that even if woofing didn't exist, I would still be homesteading, yes. I think that it would be a bit more difficult because we have jobs off of the farm, and so we spend a lot of time working for money to help pay for the farm because it's not a commercial farm, it's a homestead. So I think the woofing thing makes it really doable to where we can work and still the woofers are focusing their energy on the gardens. So I think the answer is yes, I would still be growing food and homesteading, but I think the woofing allows us to do it to a greater extent. And also it's just really enriching to have visitors from all over the world.